Welcome back to another video, traders, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Trading Trends. I'm TJ. We got a great video for you today looking at Palantir, but before we get into that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's take a look at the chart. So here's the chart for Palantir. We're on a 4-hour 180-day chart. The ticker symbol is PLTR. If you're not familiar with Palantir, they're an AI data company that does some really cool things, mostly government contracts, but they're starting to get into all types of things. Basically just making data easier to manage for big companies, corporations, and governments. The main thing I'm looking at on this chart is this downtrend here. This started from the pop back in November here, coming out to 32, and this was, only a couple months into Palantir's IPO, or whatever you want to call it, direct listing. They came out on September 30th, so this was exactly 2 months later. They just skyrocketed. If you guys remember that or not, but it was pretty exciting. I think they were listed around like $7.50, and then they opened around like $9. Chopped around for a couple weeks here, always moving slightly up, and then they just kind of broke out of this $11-12 range and started making leaps up to 15, and then 20, all the way up to $32. So it was pretty crazy. Since then, they've more or less been trending down, except for this crazy end of the year, or I guess this was more end of January into beginning of March, just insanity. They shot up to $45, which I don't think anyone would argue is a realistic valuation, even for such an exciting company. And they eventually worked their way down in this sort of downward wedge that never had a pop at the end of it. Regardless though, as you can see, they have followed this downtrend from that high fairly consistently outside of this gap, right? Working all the way down, even up until just the other day, coming up to test the downtrend here and getting rejected again. And so after this, recent pullback in the markets brought them all the way down below $18, first time since that initial pop back in November. And this coincided with their first positive earnings report. So it's a little strange to me. Company goes from no earnings from 6 months after direct listing to now having positive revenue, and their stock's trending down. But regardless, the market's been all over the place. They had a huge bounce off of that all the way back up to 21, have slowly kind of worked their way back up towards this support level around 23.50. And I think this is a very good price to get in, especially if you're thinking somewhat medium to long term. I think the break of this downtrend is imminent. We should be getting up to hold above this level fairly soon, just as long as the market continues to be bullish. Obviously, that's the assumption with any bull thesis during a bull market. So if we can hold above this support level here, even without a big pop or anything, we're eventually in the short term going to work our way through this downtrend level. And once we do, I think we've already seen people get very excited about this company. That's what this tells me. This pop out to 45 tells me it's got the legs, the potential, and now it's actually got positive revenue. So it's got a reason. Holding above this support, we're going to be breaking this downtrend within the next couple of weeks. And then, honestly, I think we're going to be seeing 34 within the next couple of months or two after that. Just based on news sentiment alone. So we just had an earnings report. We're going to be 3 months away from another one. But I was looking at leaps 6 months out in November for maybe the 21 strike, something in the money or very close to the money. The options are fairly cheap. I think the ones I was looking at were 21 calls, and this was on Friday. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can just see. Or maybe Thursday, and I ended up getting rid of them just because there was such a pop at the open. But I made a nice little 50% chunk in less than 24 hours. But yeah, so around 22.50, I got 21 calls. Hey Google, stop. Around when the price was around or below 22.50, I got 21 calls for November for I think $3.15. I want to say, and sold them the next day for over 400. So I'm going to get back in as soon as I can. If it would have held this support, I might have, got back in immediately. But now that we're back below, I'll wait and see a little while. But I do expect bullishness, like I said, to push us above the support through this downtrend. And at that point, I just think there's a lot of upside for this company based, number one, on news hype, and number two, on becoming recently positive revenue. But they also have a lot of big contracts down in the pipeline, and you just hear nothing but good news about this company. The one downside sort of negative thing that I've heard is that their CEO and founder has been selling some shares of stock. It's a little bit unusual, but with a chart like this and the hype that they have, I'm not going to worry about that for now. The company is young enough, it's exciting enough. To me, it's sort of could be this year's Tesla. Now, I know people like to throw out saying this company's the next Tesla, this company's the next Tesla. But I just mean in terms of excitement and the potential that creates that excitement, their AI product really has that sort of ubiquity of application that makes people really excited, and they're already positive revenue. So I'm starting to repeat myself. I'm going to end the video. I just think, number one, they're in a cheap spot right now, and they're about to break through some key levels that should lead to medium to long-term value increases. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. If you enjoy my content, subscribe. I make new videos every single day, so subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to see more of my content, you can check out my second channel, Tesla Trends, where I look at Tesla's chart every single day and give updated technical analysis with levels and trends and all that good stuff. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this video and general trends in the market. I love to hear you guys' perspective and feedback. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.